Hello, everybody, and welcome to Great Value Brad Tasted Music. I'm your host, Riley, and today, it's finally here. I promised this a long time ago. I'm going to be reacting to the new Muse album, Will of the People. I reacted to the first two singles. I believe those were Compliance and Won't Stand Down. It's been a minute. These singles were released a long time ago now, actually. But I'm actually interested to go in. Won't Stand Down I was not a huge fan of, but enjoyed Compliance quite a bit. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's free, and you can always unsubscribe later if you want. Now, Muse. So yeah, those two videos were both immensely popular. It seemed like people wanted me to talk about Muse more, so here we are. Now, the early reviews for this record have not been great. I haven't been seeing great things about this album. And that's kind of a running thing with new Muse in general. A lot of people really aren't huge on them anymore. I myself, I think, am a little more favorable. A lot of people didn't like Drones from 2015. I myself actually really like that album. I like Drones quite a bit. Although I can't say the same for the widely panned 2018 record Simulation Theory. That's actually kind of when I fell off the Muse train. I stopped listening to them heavily after Simulation Theory. And that could just be, you know, me getting into other bands. A lot of the bands that inspired them, like getting heavily into Radiohead. And also just going through phases and new sounds. Kind of grew out of Muse, but it was around the same time Simulation Theory came out. That being said, I think Thought Contagion is still one of my favorite Muse songs. Probably top 3 Muse songs, I'd say, like Sunburn, Map to the Problematic, and Thought Contagion. That being said, though, I still have a lot of warm feelings toward Origin of Symmetry, and Black Holes and Revelations, both great albums. Black Holes being my favorite. I love, Showbiz. I love quite a bit of Absolution, even like quite a few of the tracks on The Second Law. So I'd say I'm a little warmer on Muse than most people are nowadays. My expectations are rocky going into this album. I mean, there's a track on here called We Are Fucking Fucked, which they're doing the whole 1984 thing again, and I just feel like they've done that so much. Like, I'm pretty sure that's the whole concept behind The Resistance. I mean, there's a record song on that record called The United States of Eurasia. And I don't like The Resistance. It's personally my least favorite Muse album. So that kind of worries me going in. And I've done this, like, dystopian, future, totalitarian government shit so many times before. I mean, Drones, The Resistance are both, like, based all off of that. Even parts of Simulation Theory, like Propaganda and even Thought Contagion. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get into it with the title track, Will of the People. No fucking way. They really just interpolated Marilyn Manson. The beautiful people, the beautiful people. That's wild that fucking Muse interpolates Marilyn Manson. Marilyn Manson's a highly problematic figure, but I really like The Beautiful People. It's a pretty good song. Aw, yeah! Chevy Truck Month. Bye, Ford. You ever meet your sister's identical twin and get confused and fuck her dad? That's what it feels like to drive the new Ford F-150. This is garbage. Wow. Wow, Matt Bellamy calling for revolution, talking about 1984, so original. This is so painfully unoriginal, oh my god. I mean, the guitars are cool. Like, it's cool to hear the heavy, like, distortion again. But, like, wow. The will of the sheeple? Is that really a line that these fuckers just dropped? Oh, I really hope I misheard that. You know, I'm genuinely, actually really impressed by that song. Somehow Muse managed to make the single most unoriginal song I have ever heard. The hook of the song is literally just ripped straight from Marilyn Manson. The beautiful people, to the will of the people, the will of the people. It sounds like a fucking Christian parody, actually. And I'm going to get into the sound of the song being the most generic Ford F-150 rock music I've ever heard. It feels like I'm at fucking Chevy Truck Month with do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. That was garbage, and I really hope the record gets better. Oh my lordy lord. Now, here on the A-side, we like to have fun on the A-side. Whenever we listen to an album, do a reaction, we have a rating scale. If I like a song, I give it the green folder. If I dislike a song, it gets the red folder. If I think the song is meh, it gets the black GameCube controller. That being said, holy shit, that song was bad. Will of the People gets the red. I don't think I'd ever listen to that shit again. It was actually garbage. I like Muse. I'm a Muse fan. I own quite a few of their albums. I own Origin of Symmetry, Absolution, Black Holes. I own all 3 of those on CD. And I own Second Law on CD. I own Simulation Theory on CD because I bought it new when it came out. That's how long I've been a fan of this band. And I also own Absolution because it was like $1 at FY. Not Absolution, I'm sorry. The Resistance because it was like $1. Anyway, the second track, Compliance, which I heard. I'm pretty sure this is the single I liked. Compliance. Yes, it was. We just need your compliance. I really like that synth line. The synths sound really bright. And I really like the chord progression of the synths, how it keeps stepping like a half step up. Ba, 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 ba. It keeps like going up. I think the Queen-esque kind of layered vocals here are interesting. You will feel no pain. And the vocals there are very reminiscent of Absolution. We just need your compliance. Oh, that bass is sweet too. Also reminds me a lot of Absolution, like Hysteria. These lyrics, man, are so bland. They're not saying much. You will feel no pain anymore and no more defiance. We just need your compliance. We won't let you feel lost anymore. No more self-reliance. Fall into line. You will do as you're told. No choice. You're alone. Too much rejection. Life lived in fear. You need protection. We have what you need. Just reach out and touch. We can save you. We just need your compliance. These lyrics just almost sound like they were written by, like, a robot. Like, you told a robot to, like, write a song about 1984 or write a song about, like, a dystopian future. And it's like, there, this is what you get. Like, I like the sound of the song quite a bit. I like that synth line a lot. But I feel like the lyrics are just so nondescript and so, like, cliche and basic. Like, the band was just like, yeah, right, something vaguely about a dystopian government. The fans will buy it. We have what you need. Just reach out and touch. We can save you. We just need your compliance. Like, I really like that, like, bright kind of stadium synth line. And his vocals are also very good, especially on that No Pain Anymore. Reminds me a lot of Absolution. hey, a breakdown. That's kind of cool. Or kind of a breakdown? I don't know. I wouldn't say a breakdown, but like a little instrumental passage. That is cool. That does sound really cool. Definitely not a breakdown. That's not the right word. It's like an instrumental breakdown, not like a metal breakdown. There's a fine difference. Although, there is a song on this record with a breakdown. I remember reacting to it. I think it's the lead single of this record. Dude, Matt Bellamy is a really good singer. He's got such a presence and a personality. And like the bass here. It's a really good bass line. I mean, the bass on Muse records have always been so great. You know, I did like that song when I first heard it. Way back when I reacted to it, just because it wasn't cheap like Simulation Theory was, at least musically. I like how that song sounded musically a lot, actually. Those synths were cool, the bass line was great. Chris has always been such a good bassist. I mean, listen to Hysteria, the opening of that song. I mean, wow. And the bass here was cool, that little instrumental part was neat. Like I said, loved the synth line. Matt's vocals were very reminiscent of the golden years of Muse. But man, those lyrics said a whole lot of nothing. Like I said, it was just like a robot wrote them, which is kind of ironic, being about 1984, kind of killing thought and individuality and creativeness, to then write the most like robotic, uncreative song you could think of. 2 in a row, actually. But at least I like the sound of this song. I don't know, man. I'm gonna give Compliance the black GameCube controller, because I did like the sound of it, but the lyrics were so blah. You know, I'm being too nice. I'm gonna give it the red. Those lyrics were horrible, man. I wouldn't ever come back to that. There's no meat to that whatsoever. I'm being wishy-washy, I know, but Liberation, how original. Piano, I like that.
Silenced, you make us feel silenced. You stole the airwaves, but the air belongs to us. And violence, you'll make us turn to violence. You've left us choiceless, our backs against the wall. No more, and we have plans to take you down.
Piano work is excellent here, and I really like that explosion of sound. Very operatic sounding. Like, very Queen inspired. I mean, Muse has always pretty much been Queen in space, but this is very heavy-handed. Not quite as heavy-handed as that new Panic at the Disco record, but it's pretty heavy-handed. The thing is, Matt Bellamy has such a distinct vocal performance and such a distinct kind of character that it stops it from sounding super rip-offy, you know? Once again, though, the lyrics here, man, just are so... I mean, look at some of these lyrics. We intend to erase your place in history. Soon you'll be less than nothing. So I guess we should thank you. Thank you. We've had enough. We thank you for playing your part in our liberation and losing. The world can see you're losing. You'll send the army to trample our prayers and silenced. Like, you'll make us turn to violence. You've left us choiceless. Our backs against the wall. No more. Like, is he out of ideas? These are the guys who wrote fucking Nights of Sidonia. No one's gonna take us alive. I mean, that song's badass. Or like fucking Space Dementia. I mean, they came up with Space Dementia. And now we're writing like the most fucking bare bones, uncreative, uninspired 1984 lyrics ever. I like the sound of it. It just feels so empty lyrically and so uninspired. I mean, I appreciate the whole, like, Queen in space sound, but... I mean, like I said, I like the sound, but also not enough to save it. It's not anything new or interesting or even great enough to... I mean, I like that acoustic guitar, but to save it for me and be more than just like, whatever. And I like the sound of this song significantly less than the last one. Yeah, once again, the sound of that song was alright. I like the whole Queen in Space thing, but it's nothing Muse have never done before. So when you take that in consideration, the fact that this is just, normal Muse, except the lyrics fucking suck. Not even suck. It's not like anything but cringeworthy. They're just so... nothing. I don't see why I would ever come back to this over Drones. I mean, Drones, for all its flaws, sometimes it can be a little cheesy, but it's very creative. Muse has always been such a creative band. It's always thought of wild shit, even on their worst records. And this just feels like nothing, Red. Wow. Still better than that new Drake album, but Jesus. What's the next song here? Oh, this is the really fucking wild one. I've heard this song. This is the 21 Pilots knockoff. Like, what the fuck is this? Not only does that bass right there, the, like, electric bass, the blah, blah, sound like dog shit, why is fucking Muse doing, like, a reggae fusion Blurry Faith ripoff? Blurry Faith was, like, 5-6 years ago now, dude. Hey, gaslighting? How do you do, fellow kids? I remember the chorus of this being really good, though. Oh, that's right! Oh, that's so heavy. That's like borderline metal. Oh! Yes! Oh my god! The synth work on there sounds amazing. Bro, the synth mixed with like the super heavy guitars is really interesting. See, the choruses of this song are so good, but the verses are like, what are you doing? Ready? Yeah! When those synths come in right on the drum crashes, and right as that first drum crashes, the synths come in. That's awesome, like, syncing up. And they just add such a swell and an epic feel to the chorus here. And this chorus, oh, breakdown? I think we're getting to the breakdown. Yes! Matt Bellamy screaming. I keep almost calling him Matty Healy. I've been thinking about 1975 a lot. Oh, the drumming is amazing. That breakdown was not as crazy as I remember it being. I remember having a wild reaction to that before. You can go watch that video. I'm sure most of you did. But... See, this is what I was talking about earlier, where I said Muse doing a really great thing musically, or pushing the envelope of their sound, doing something they haven't done before, can kind of erase the kind of nondescript, boring lyrics, like, out of my mind, because I'll be paying attention to what that is, being blown away by that, you know? Because the lyrics on here aren't great, and even, I really don't like the verses. It is something new for Muse, this kind of reggae, rap, fusion sound, very, very 21 Pilots. But oh my god, this has to be the heaviest Muse song. Probably even heavier than most of the stuff on Drones, to be honest. Right before that chorus, when those guitars kick in, it's borderline metal, and a slight breakdown where Bellamy screams. Wow. And this chorus is so explosive with these big synths swelling. They're coming right when that drum hits. I gotta say, I really didn't like the song when I very first reacted to it outside of that chorus. But this has been my favorite song so far. I'm actually gonna give Won't Stand Down the green. Oh, everything's falling. The world's coming to an end. I'm giving that song the green. Like I said, did not like the verses, but those choruses were immaculate, my man. And woman. And thems. Whoever be watching. Anyway, next song is Ghosts. How can I move on? Oh yeah, piano. Kind of sounds like Adele almost. Reminds me like a piano line Adele would write, but just a little faster. I mean, the song is boring, but... This is so boring. I'm left without anything to say. Wow! Wow. Wow! It gets worse, ladies and gentlemen. It gets worse. Wow. That song was so boring. What a whole lot of nothing. There's not even anything interesting musically in that song. It's just a fucking piano ballad. Red. That was garbage. That's the worst song yet. Oh, this is the song I'm actually most excited to hear on the record. You Make Me Feel Like It's Halloween. Yeah, You Make Me Feel Like It's Halloween. I heard this one, people mention this one, we're talking about this one, it's like the goofy Halloween song. So maybe this one will give me something to talk about. Yo? I actually really like that. Some people are gonna find that really cheesy, but the super, like, stylized, campy 80s horror sound of that immediately off the bat, that is wonderful. That is so campy and stylized. And it is goofy but it's goofy on purpose. Oh, that guitar sound is really cool. It almost reminds me of, like, robot rock. Ooh, Matt Bellamy is... Oh, that's... The synths on here are so cool. Matt Bellamy is channeling his inner Michael Jackson. Oh... That's such a cool chorus. I really like the rhythm of the chorus there. When you turn out the lights, you make me feel like it's Halloween. It's Halloween. That's a really cool rhythm. Super, super danceable chorus, too. With that kind of... I don't even know how to describe it. It's very danceable, though. And that, the, like, Halloween sounding, like, organ is really cool. Also, very creative lyrically. Kind of talking about this person that kind of drains you and makes your life feel like dark, like a horror movie, is a really interesting way to put like a toxic person. Like, you make me feel like it's Halloween because it's scary. It makes your life feel like a miserable horror movie. That's really interesting. That's so 80s sounding. Oh my god. Matt shredding on the guitar. The way he hit that high note. I love the way that guitar sounds. I don't know how to. It almost sounds like it's suffocating. I don't know how to describe it. The guitar sounds like it's suffocating, but it's really cool. Oh my god. Literally Thriller. I loved that song. I love that song a lot. Like, a lot. Oh my god. It was so interesting because it was so stylized. It was really being cheeky. It was goofy, tongue in cheek. Trying to be like, sound like an 80s horror movie. Like a campy 80s horror movie. Um, that was great. The lyrics were interesting because they're doing the whole Halloween thing, the whole Halloween theme that took it from being so generic and did something kind of interesting. And you know what? We don't have enough Halloween bangers. We've got the Monster Mash and Thriller. Add that right up there. I loved how stylized and fun it was. I loved the synth. I loved the way the guitar sounded. That chorus was so danceable. That's easily my favorite song on the record. You Make Me Feel Like It's Halloween gets the green. Anyway, back to the boring shit. Kill or Be Killed. Yo, Siren? That's very System of a Down sounding. Yeah, the guitar line here, the riff and everything, reminded me very much of System of a Down. Also, The Hunting Party, the Linkin Park album. Oh. Okay. So for a little bit, I was like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. But then there on the chorus, it just all kind of came together and clicked. That was a really good chorus. Very, very Muse, but in the best way possible. Not where it feels like they're just trying to rip their old selves off, but rather they're back to their old selves. You know, there's a fine difference between that. And the guitar, and then, because for a lot of that song, I felt like Matt's vocals and the synth line were doing one thing, and then the guitar and drums were doing another, and then they married each other on that chorus there, and I really liked that, and I liked the melody and the vocal progression there a lot. It's just very classic Muse, you know? I do like the guitar in the song a lot. Sick guitar solo. The synth of the whoop. I like that. It's driving me insane. It's forcing me to face. That's a really good chorus. Like, the melodies on that are so good. Easily one of my favorite parts of this record so far. I'm already singing along to it. It's that good. You know, that chorus, it just really strikes you immediately. It's like, wow. You know, it sticks with you. Yeah, I like that song quite a bit, actually. You know, this album's, it's not doing too bad right now. You know, it started off really bad, but the last two songs, yeah. I liked Killer Be Killed a lot. It was very much just sounded like classic Muse, that really great chorus. The guitar work was really good, actually. Maybe a little heavier than classic Muse, actually. And I think over the last couple of years, when Muse has really leaned into that more heavy sound, it's worked out for them. Like I said, I liked drones, and a lot of my favorite moments on this song, both Killer Be Killed and the chorus of Won't Stand Down, have that heaviness to it. I wouldn't mind seeing them go in a bit more of a metal direction. I don't think they do horrible with pop either. They just need better producers when they do pop. Because I think a lot of the problem with Simulation Theory is the song sounded like shit. But you listen to Thought Contagion, that's a very good pop song. I'm getting off track though. Same with Pressure is actually a really good pop song. They just aren't produced very well. The production here is not too bad, actually. I think all the songs sound good. Like, they sound fine. That's not the problem. It's most of the lyricism and some of the musical choices. That being said, Killer Be Killed impressed me. I wouldn't say it impressed me, but I really enjoyed it. That gets the green. So we're in a weird spot. I've liked some of the songs, really hated others of them, and we're on the last three songs. So this is the longest song on the record. God Save Me, Verona. Yo, that One Republic type beat. All the right friends in all the right places. That song, I actually really like that song. It's one of the few good One Republic songs. Okay. So this is the first song I feel like that it's going for the whole like dystopian 1984, but this is the first song on the record that like really you can draw a line to specifically 1984. Can we kiss with poison on our lips? Well, I'm not scared. Can we touch and taste our forbidden bliss? They can't stop us now, and I won't let you be alone. This is the very first song that I really feel like is within 1984. Because one of the big themes of that is, you know, you're not allowed to form relationships or connections. You're not allowed to love. You're not allowed to have sex. And then Winston meets this girl who... So Winston and Julia kind of get together, fall in love, have relations. And that's strictly forbidden by Big Brother and kind of the government. So this is the first song I feel is really within that realm. Not that I'm too, like, crazy about it, but it's just an interesting, because that's where the rebellion sparks in the book, for those of you who haven't read, for those of you who haven't read it. Most of you haven't, I'd assume. That's what the mask is! It's a nice little guitar line. It's okay. It's not doing much for me, I'm gonna be honest. These kind of stadium rock ballads aren't doing it for me because it's too... It's a power ballad. It's too bombastic to be emotional and touching, but too slow and gushy to be big and grand and exciting. So it exists in this weird middle ground where it doesn't really work either way and it isn't doing much for me. Yeah. Like I said, it exists in this weird middle ground where it's too produced and too bombastic and big, too stadium-sized to be super touching or personal or emotional, but too slow and, like, gushy and romantic to be a big anthem, you know? So it exists in this weird middle ground where it's trying to do two things, and neither of those things end up working, so you're just left with a whole lot of nothing. I'm gonna give Verona the red, although I will give some lyrical chops here to the band, with actually diving into a specific aspect of 1984, of the love and the relationship kind of being a spark of rebellion. Next song, the penultimate track on the album. Oh, it's Boo... Euphoria. Never saw that show. See, once again, this is the more classic Muse sound, like the guitar, the spacey, like, galactic guitar. This feels very Black Holes, actually. Oh, those synths are very Black Holes, too. This is very Black Holes, but I've been looking for a good banger. There are no good bangers except for the Halloween song. There aren't really any bangers on this record. I need renewing. Wow! It's almost like Muse is predictable. I've never heard this song before, and I just fucking got that melody hearing it for the first time. It sounds good, though. That's what I'm talking about, with Muse having the big, like, stadium-sized bangers with these anthemic choruses. This is it.
Wake up, we're becoming restless. Our last hope, and only you can save us. And give us euphoria as a reaction. And give us euphoria. Give us euphoria. It's been a work and no play. Give us euphoria. And give us euphoria.
Okay. Yeah. They thought I was gay! Slat! Do some ad-libs over Muse like Playboy Cardi. Ah. Great guitar work. Ooh. It's like the guitar is doing the stanky leg. So yeah, Euphoria. A little predictable? Yes. I wouldn't be a good critic if I didn't point out that it was pretty predictable. But I really enjoyed it. It was quite the banger. It had that classic Muse, you know, rock stars in space sound. That's what I come to Muse for. And that delivered, you know. It's just a good Muse song. It was just a very solid Muse song. Didn't break any ground. But was just really enjoyable and what you'd come to Muse for. Euphoria gets the green. And this is the song I have been waiting to hear since Will of the People was announced. The closing track, We Are Fucking Fucked. It's a title written by a middle schooler. It's gonna be so bad. I'm so excited. Let's dive right into it. Oi, we're British. You know, I talk shit, but I actually like how this sounds so far. I think Matt Bellamy knows how to write anything else, about anything else except for, like, the apocalypse and dystopian governments. Wow, those guitars sound really good. That's badass. That sounds so badass. You lost me. You lost me. You lost me. I thought that was really interesting. I thought it's a losing game. We're at death's door. Another world war. Wildfires and earthquakes I first saw. A life in crisis. A deadly virus. Tsunamis of hate are gonna find us. Was like super intense and super dark and really cool. And I was getting into it. And the ohs came in. And the guitars and the super distorted guitars here sound really great, and the pummeling drums really start to build up and really become cacophonous. And then he gets to, we are fucking fucked. And it sounds like something I'd hear on, like, Vine or Tumblr, because he plays it so straight. It sounds so ridiculous. It sounds so millennial. Ugh. I can't take that seriously. But this part is so cool. I can't get over that. He says it so, like, straight. He plays it so straight and says it with, like, no ounce of irony. He's so serious about it. This part. Another world war, wildfires and earthquakes. I foresaw a life in crisis, mutated virus. Like, that's so cool. Like, that just sounds so intense and so badass. It sounds like a war coming. And then he says something like, we are fucking fucked. It's like, come on. It sounds so ridiculous. That's pretty. It's so juvenile. Never. This is so weird. This song is like setting me up, like, wow, this is really cool, and then disappointing me, and then like, wow, this is really cool, and then like turning back to juvenile and disappointing me. I like that. I think it's cool. How do you even rate a song like that that starts off so good and has so many good elements, but then also so many cringe and juvenile elements? What do you do in a moment like that? How do you rate a song like that? That has parts you love, but parts you're like, holy fuck, I would never... I'd be embarrassed to listen to that song in public. I think the good does outweigh the bad on that song, but I can't give it more than a black GameCube controller. I thought the guitars sounded so good. I thought there was such an intensity to so much of that song. But when it gets to the chorus and the way he says, we are fucking fucked, and fuck off, and we're getting fucked, it all sounds like a sixth grader who just found out what the word fuck meant and just started using it for the first time. And you know that episode of SpongeBob where they just keep using it as like a sentence enhancer? That's what it reminded me of. You know, I reference cartoons way too much in these reviews. I just mentioned Futurama in the last video. It's going to be a problem. Anyway, is that Muse's worst album? Is it? Is Will of the People the worst Muse album? It's definitely the least creative. Man, so much of this felt just like so hollow and so nothingness. Like Matt Bellamy just ran straight out of ideas and had a robot write about like a dystopian government. Yeah, wow. I didn't like that. I mean, I liked Kill or Be Killed. I like Euphoria, and I liked You Make Me Feel Like Halloween. But God, Compliance. Will of the People was fucking horrible. And so was Ghosts. And Verona was pretty bad too. I think that might be Muse's worst album. I'm gonna give it like a 2+ out of 10, man. It was so uncreative and unoriginal and uninspired. I don't know. I feel like they... Is this band just out of steam? Is that it? Is Muse just over with? Can I never expect anything good from Muse again? Because, I mean, even though I like The Second Law, I like Drones, there are songs I like on Simulation Theory, it's all been a pretty steady downhill after Black Holes. Black Holes was like a 10 out of 10 album, right? Black Holes is an amazing album. I fucking hate The Resistance. That's like a... This might be better than The Resistance, actually. I really dislike The Resistance, but at least The Resistance is more inspired than this. I hate The Resistance. It's all so overblown. It feels like every song they were trying to do Nights of Sidonia, so every song's like fucking 7 minutes and over the top and wild, but at least it was inspired, whereas a lot of these just felt like nothing. Maybe I'll do an updated Muse ranking one of these days, but oh my god. Yeah. What do you guys think of this? Comment below. I really, I don't always trust reviews and stuff. I saw ARTV post that this was gone wrong. I saw Brad Taste say how bad it was. I saw people on Twitter shit talking, but everyone did the same thing about the Panic album, and I loved it. So I expected, maybe this will be alright. No, they were right this time. This is one of the worst albums I've heard this year. Better than that Drake album. Probably better than Slut Pop, too. But it's like... It's down there. Anyway. Wow. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.